Hi everyone. Well, as promised, here is the midweek update that we were promising you a few days back, and not really much has changed. The cold weather is now with us, and it looks to get a little bit colder over the coming days, with plenty of ice and frost and perhaps the odd snow flurry here and there, but generally mostly dry it would appear, at least for the time being. But let's run through this and have a quick look. So you can see at the moment we've got this large area of high pressure out towards Greenland, and these slack wobbly areas of low pressure moving down towards us. And now towards the weekend you're seeing this system that's down here, and this is actually was a tropical storm that's becoming an ex-tropical storm, or what's called an extratropical cyclone. Now it starts to move away from the warmer water and actually heads out across us as we move in towards next week, which is quite a complicated scenario, because it's where this low pressure positions itself is where the problems could lie. So what we mean, let's have a little show you. So we're going to have a quick look at the global forecasting system, one of the models that we use, and as we run it through, you can see areas of low pressure try to push in, and that tropical storm starts to move its way towards us. But where it goes is the issue. At the moment, it would seem by this model that it's just going to get stuck out here for a while. And it starts to try and push its way in. It sends out these little troughs of low pressure that turn into their own little weak, small systems here. But they don't really do that much. So what actually happens, the main low pressure itself, or the ex-hurricane, the ex-tropical storm, sorry, it just stalls really. And we keep this colder east to northeasterly wind for a little bit longer into the middle of next week. And it does stay very cold indeed. Even towards Thursday of next week, it's still staying pretty cold, but we start to see these winds slowly come around to the south, which is introducing a bit of a change. But of course, we're not 100% sure, because this model keeps showing different things every new update. So this is what it's showing on the most recent update. But then if we compare this to the European model, the one that we often use as well, it's showing something very different. So as we run through, we see our little ex-hurricane coming in, or ex-tropical storm, sorry, out past the Azores there. Then something different happens. So this is as we move through Monday and into Tuesday of next week. You start to see these this little extension, little trough of low pressure as it's called, and you start to see the isobars. It's starting to tilt out here, and it's becoming elongated, this little area here. And that means the winds are starting to come in from the east to southeast over us, so bringing in some cold air off of France at this point. And then this separates actually from the main system itself, or at least tries to, as a second one comes underneath, and it moves through France. Although the earlier model was showing it moving through the English Channel, which actually would have brought a lot of snow and potential blizzards to southern England, and including the Isle of Wight. This model, a little less so, as it moves down towards the Mediterranean and Italy, but it's still hanging around. And even as we move through towards the following weekend, we've got these areas of low pressure down here to the south, which could bring some potentially wintry weather, some sleet, maybe some snow over the hills, or further inland, more towards the central and western parts of the island. So yeah, the European model is showing something pretty cold and something quite wintry, in fact. And then we'll flip back one more time to the first model that I showed you, which is the Icon, which is a French model. And you can see as we run through this, our ex-tropical storm is moving up. But straight away, these isobars tilt as this little trough of low pressure extends eastwards. And as this happens, it moves up through France, and it keeps going eastwards really. And you can see these winds are still coming in from the northeast on its northern edge, which means it would be very cold indeed. And anything that falls out of this at this point would be snow. So if this scenario happens as it's showing, I mean, this model only takes us out to Wednesday night. If it's showing happens as it's showing, we would almost certainly see at least a good covering of snow across the island. Perhaps maybe not so much along the east coast or windward coast, but further west across the island, it would bring snow. So this is what we're seeing at the moment. Across all different areas. So before we finish off with this, just quickly show you the temperatures through tonight and into tomorrow, and you can see the temperatures dropping away overnight. And this is one of the high resolution models, So the temperature is going well below freezing in many parts. But even here, this is 2 p.m. tomorrow, we're seeing little pockets of blue in various parts of the island here, which means that the temperatures are likely to stay close to freezing, or perhaps slightly below on some of the higher ground, especially across the downs towards Shanklin Down, St Boniface Down, and Ventnor Down, and places like that. St Catherine's Down, perhaps up towards Chillerton, and maybe along up towards even Tennyson Down. It will be pretty cold throughout the day, with temperatures around freezing for most of the day. And these cold conditions will stay with us really right until next week, probably as we move in towards Tuesday and even Wednesday perhaps. And you can see this is tomorrow night, very cold. It's cold on Friday, and then very cold Friday night. Through Saturday, it's very cold still. The temperatures stay really low. And then even into as we move into Saturday night and into Sunday, we've got these very low temperatures across the island. And also during this time, in fact, if you look in here now, this is 3 p.m. on Sunday, and we still got blues across the island, which is showing that temperatures are likely to stay below freezing in some areas. And really, even into Monday, these cold temperatures are staying with us. This is midday on Monday. It's as far as we can go on this slightly higher resolution model. And this is what we're seeing. These temperatures, not much above freezing, if at all above freezing. So, yeah, so looking very cold indeed. And also we still have our weather advisory out, and which runs through till Tuesday. It may be extended. We're not 100% sure on that at the moment, but it certainly looks warranted with this very cold weather. Temperatures well below freezing at night, and only just up to really fractionally above freezing in some places during the day. So we have our weather advisory out for this cold weather, and that can be found at the address shown here. So anyway, that's all for the moment. We'll give you more updates in the coming days with the cold weather and the potential maybe for some snow next week. Like I said, not 100% sure on that at the moment, but we will of course keep you updated. Bye for now.